Hey everyone, welcome back, and I hope you're enjoying this course so far. And in today's session, we are going to talk about Terraform data source. So it's quite a good concept which you should be aware. So what is the Terraform data source? So far, basically, we have created some resources which we want to create. Like we have created EC3, we have created only, but we will be creating like EC2, RDAs, VPCs, all those things. Okay. So what Terraform data source, what it does? So basically, if you want to use some existing resources, suppose in EC2 you can have different security groups. In VPC you can have the different subnets, or you can have the multiple VPC. Okay. So if you want to use some existing resources, in that case you can use the Terraform data source. So what is the basic thing? Simply Terraform data source used to use existing resources. So it's just a read only. You Terraform data source will not create any resources. It will simply read some resources, give you some IDs and all, and then that IDs and all you can use it in your current infrastructure or in your current resources. Okay. So let's move on to the practical side. I will just let you know what we are going to do today. So basically, we will have an EC2 instance. Okay. Suppose this is the EC2 instance. Okay. And for the demonstration purpose, I have created security groups. Okay, security group 1 and security group 2. So one is like this is one is by default, and another one I have created with the name test. Okay. So what we are going to use, so in EC2 we are not while creating EC2 you use to create new security groups, but what we are going to do, we are going to use the existing security groups. Okay, and we'll be providing subnet ID and all that, all will be we will do hard code. Okay, so now let's begin. So I'll be all doing into the today in different region actually. So the region will be the US East one, as you can see, and this is the security group which I'll be using. Okay, if I go here in the security groups, so you can see two security groups I have. One is test and one is default one. So test one I will be using, and AMIs you need to create instances. Whenever you click on launch instances, you will see AMIs, and also already two instances are running. Let me just quickly terminate these two. I don't want. Okay, yeah. So AMIs, if you click on launch instances, okay, so you select which operating system or what you need. So that is basically the Amazon machine images here also you can see. So it's staying with time. Okay, so this Amazon Linux I'll be using. So the AMI here it will come 08 something. Okay, so now let's move on, and also if you are changing the region name and all, just make sure to change the bucket name also. So I will be changing the bucket name as well. So you have to change in variables tf wars US East 1. Okay, just I will change some variable bucket name also. I will be adding some numbers 787. Okay, save it. Then in variables.tf, the default is AP South, but I will be using US East 1 only. Okay, and then in provider block outputs main.tf, anything is there. Okay, let me just clear. Okay, in main.tf, what we are going to do, we are going to create first a resource block for the EC2 instance. So the resource and the AWS underscore instance, the name will be EC2. After that, here you can provide the type, instance type. So instance underscore type, it will be the t2.micro, as we don't want to spend some money. Okay, and then AMI we will be using equal to control V. Sorry, not that one. This AMI I can copy. Okay, we are good to go now. Yeah. AMI is also done. Then we will be having some tags. Okay, so the tags, it could be key value pair, like name, we can provide any name, and name value will be the EC2 Terraform as a like this something. Okay, so let me just change the spelling. Okay, name is done. Then we'll be providing the subnet IDs. That also we're going to hardcode for now. Okay, so subnet ID we can get it from the VPC console. Okay, here subnets is there. You can use any subnet which you wish to use, and here we have multiple, so I will just going to copy the subnet ID. Okay, Control V, done. After that, we are going to use now the data block. Okay, so data, and then here we have to use for the security groups. Okay, security group is done. Then here you can just give it as some name, like you can give any name like SG or something. Yeah. And also, yeah, there are two ways to define use the this data block. One, you can use the filter, and another one is simply you can just hard code it actually. Okay. So the filter, basically what I'm trying to say is, suppose here we have security groups, okay, multiple security groups, and so this is S3, here it is. Yeah. Test and default is there. Suppose if you want to, you have multiple tens or hundreds of security groups, and you don't know the ID, and but you know the name, so you can just filter security group by name. So you have to filter in such a way you should get only one single record. Okay, so two ways I will just show you how you can define. One is you can just give ID equal to and give some I whatever ID is there. Otherwise we are going to use the filter. Right, it's coming red. Let me just remove it and again write data, then AWS underscore security group, then name SG. Cool. Okay, then I will be using filter here. In filter also name based on what you are going to filter. So it is the group name. These information you can get it from the registry, Terraform registry. Okay, name, and then you have to provide the values. So we are going to give in values the test. So here it accepts string. So test or test, I guess test only. Yeah. Okay. So we are done with the now data source. Okay. So in this way you can define, and another way was to simply do ID equal to and give the security group ID. Okay. So now let's save it, and I will simply do init also today. We'll see init where it is. Okay. It is done. We are going to now plan. Here we can see what it is going to create. Okay, plan me, you can see two to add, then apply. And yeah, we missed one thing. We should print the public IP also. So that also will be going to do. Let me just do yes here. Then I just add outputs. In output, we can give the like security group. So in security group in value you can add like data dot id. And one more mistake we did, actually we have not added security group in the main.tf file. We created a data block, but here we didn't add. Okay, it's done. We'll simply just destroy it and again create. So you have to just simply add here security groups string and the data, and here you have to give the dot id. Okay, then this way it will be created into that security group. Give yes. Okay, let's go into the output where it is. Yeah, so security group we are printing, then output we will be printing EC2, IP we are going to print AWS EC2 instance dot public IP, not DNS, public IP. Yeah, So two values will get printed. So here we can see instance is getting destroyed. We can see here also launch instances we have. Then just go back. It's taking time actually. Yeah. All are terminated. Okay, all are in terminated state only. Okay, now we will again plan and we'll simply do apply. Apply. Now let's check here anything is there. Okay, now bucket is getting created. So we changed the bucket name because sometimes we previously created that bucket into the AP South one. So that is a global name, and if you don't delete it, so it will be a issue if you are creating into another region. So there is some global names issue comes. So that's why we changed the name. Okay, so still creating. We can see here on the console if any instance is pending. Yeah, here you can see it is in running. And if I just select it, an instance ID you can see, public IP you can see, and here also you can see the EC2, the public IP here, and the security group you can see, and the bucket name. So all information we got. Then the IP same 154.198.255.184. Yeah. So and this way we can create EC2 instances. And if you go for the security, so the security group it will show. Here you can see the test one, the same security group ID also we can see 6E7. So here also we have 6E7. Okay. So in this way you can use the data source to use any existing resource. So that was this was a very quite basic example as we use security groups. So in our next classes, hopefully we will be creating some mini projects and some major projects. So yeah, that's it for now, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.